What's up, YouTube? It's Brett, and today I'm going to be talking about being homeless in Hollywood. My last video, I talked about being stuck at Skid Row at 3 a.m., and this one, I kind of wanted to continue the story of being in LA and all that. And the next part is Beverly Hills / Hollywood. I was only in Beverly Hills for about 2 days. The reason being, everything was so expensive, and as well as I was dressed really well, but the fact that I was carrying a backpack, everybody just looked at me like I was homeless and gross. And which, I mean, I was homeless. I wouldn't say I was gross at the time, but you know, sorry, I'm just gonna adjust that. So I didn't stay in Beverly Hills very long, just because it was so much higher class and everything was more expensive. And yeah, Beverly Hills, though, I will say, is the nicest area in LA that I've been to. There was like not nearly as many homeless people, not nearly as much like sketchy stuff going on. It was just like, I don't know, it was just really high class stuff that I didn't really fit into at the time. So I decided I would keep traveling and keep looking at the cities and go to Hollywood. Now in the movies, or maybe you've watched like the red carpet events, stuff like that, Hollywood looks super nice. All the stars on the Star Walk and stuff, it looks super nice when you watch it on videos and stuff. But being in Hollywood homeless, it was far from nice. It was really, really, I guess, grimy and dirty. There was a lot of homeless people there, and because of LA being a legal state for smoking weed or whatever, where it's legal to do recreational weed, there would be homeless people flying signs asking for money, and then there would be people flying signs asking for weed, which was like nuts to me because I'm from Minnesota and we have medical marijuana, but that is super difficult to get on. So it was just kind of like, I don't know. I'm used to everyone being all sketch about smoking weed and stuff, but people are just smoking weed all the time and all that and asking for it on the streets and stuff. But no, so I got to Hollywood. I took the bus. I found, I believe what it's called is Vine Street, which is like the main street that goes all the way up the hill, and it's got the Star Walk on it and everything. It's just like one of the major streets. And I started walking around looking at all the stars. Like, that was the first thing I did, was go check out the stars. And half of them were broken. Half of them were like messed up looking. There was rats everywhere. Like, maybe, okay, not everywhere, but like there was a lot of rats and a lot of people going back and forth all over. Like, there was a lot of traffic going through there, but I don't know. I was really disappointed when I first got there because it didn't look anything like the movies. And I always thought that going to Hollywood, you know, it'd be so much nicer. And all the studios have like brick walls around them and stuff, so you can't like see in the studios. I didn't see anyone, like any celebrities or any famous people or anything like that. I was hoping to, but I didn't. And I don't know. It was just like really, really weird going there because it was a lot more grimy than I thought it was going to be, as well as like I found a store. It was like a CVS or something, and I still had my Minnesota EBT at the time because I applied for EBT before I left and I got it. so I would have money and food and stuff. So I took that and went into like a CVS, and I think the CVS had it was either CVS or a building next to it, and it had a giant DJ Khaled Nickelodeon billboard. Like he was holding one of the Nickelodeon float things in his hand. And that was probably the coolest part. That, and there was a giant like iPhone sign for the newest iPhone at the time. But everything else was just kind of a letdown going there. And at that time, like, it had been like a week or two that I'd been there, like in LA, and my feet were so torn up from walking around in these like really nice dress shoes, because I don't know why I thought to just buy dress shoes and not bring like a hiking or walking type of shoes, but I just had dress shoes, and that's what I was wearing walking around, and my feet just got destroyed doing that. You know, being homeless, you're not showering every day. You're not, you know, cleaning yourself every day. I mean, I went into stores and went into bathrooms, which, oh, that's another thing. There's like no fucking bathrooms, no matter where you look. Like, I swear I almost pissed myself probably like 5 or 6 times because I would be looking for a bathroom. And I know that at some point I did just pee on the side of a building. So I understand why people were using the street to use the bathroom. But yeah, I couldn't find a bathroom and all that. Eventually I got to a point where I sat down at a bus bench and I took my shoes off because it hurt so bad. I had calluses everywhere, blisters, whatever, all over my feet. And I couldn't wear the shoes anymore. And I started walking like that. I started walking down Vine Street with no shoes on. And I ran into this guy. His name was Alexander. And he approached me and was like, damn, dude, you can't be walking around like that. You're going to catch something, you know, step on something, you know. So I showed him my feet and I was like, man, I can't fucking, like, I can't put my shoes back on. My feet are so messed up right now. And he's like, oh man, geez, like I might have some sandals at my house if you want to like come with. Have you showered and stuff? And we kind of talked about how I got there and stuff and all that, and how I was homeless and I moved there with like nothing and all that. And I eventually, like, we talk it out for a little bit, and I go with him to his house. He hooks me up with like a couple pairs of shoes and some flip-flops. He lets me shower, and he's like, yeah, man, come, you can come stay with me, like, until you get stuff figured out. And so I decided, yeah, I'll stay with him, whatever. Like, what am I gonna lose at that point? Like, if he's some murderer, like, I'm already in hell. Like, LA was shit. So I stayed with him, and I woke up the middle of the night the next day getting just beat on by his mom because she had no idea I was there. She had no idea who I was, why I was there, any of that. And she was like very Mexican, like she's from Mexico and stuff, and spoke Spanish. So I didn't understand anything she was saying at me, but she was just speaking in Spanish, freaking out, hitting me with this pillow and shit. And Alexander woke up and he's like, oh, mom, no, that's my friend. Like, I said he could stay. And she was like, no, he can't stay. I eventually had to explain the story to her too. And she was okay with me staying after that, but we had to get jobs because I guess Alexander hadn't been working or paying for any of the bills or anything like that. So she told basically both of us that we had to get jobs. We had to start working, all that. And the cool thing is, Alexander was from LA, so he knew where to go to get a new ID. He knew where to go to apply for food stamps. He knew where to go to apply for assistance, all that stuff. So we went to some building. I think it was in Venice. I don't remember exactly where, but I went and I applied for all that stuff. In LA, when you apply for an ID, because so many people come and go so often, like people come to LA and they leave right away because they don't like it. When you apply for an ID, instead of getting like a piece of paper that is like a temporary ID, you get a receipt, and your ID is mailed out to you, and it's like a 2-month wait. So that really messed everything up because nowhere wanted to hire me because I wasn't from LA. And we eventually got approved to work as firefighters that fought against the forest fires in LA or in California area, all that. And that was really cool. We never got to go through with it because I realized pretty quickly how weird he was. Like, he was all about God and all that, and like read the Bible. He quoted scriptures and stuff to me all the time, which I don't really have a problem with, but it was the level of doing it that got me, because he would wake me up 2-3 a.m. and ask me to turn my laptop on or turn my phone on and play scriptures. And it's like, dude, I need to sleep, man. Like, if we're gonna go do this tomorrow, like, I need to sleep. And if we're gonna go do anything, like, he just would always wake me up, and then he'd get mad at me because I got mad at him for waking me up. And it really didn't go well doing that. I went to church with him, started doing that, and I'm not like a super crazy religious person, I guess. Like, I'm religious, but not to the extent of like go to church every couple days type, and that's how he was. And I don't know, I think he was on drugs, because I've never seen him sleep. The whole time I was there for like 2 weeks staying with him, and I never seen him sleep. I never seen him like even lay down to go to sleep, any of that. So I didn't really enjoy that. That was really sketchy and messed up. Or not messed up, but like sketchy. So I eventually was like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm not staying here. Because he was trying to help me, you know, obviously like with a place and stuff, but he also wanted me to have my feet heal, because my feet were so messed up that he kept wanting to do things every day, like go places and walk to all these places, because he didn't have a car. And I couldn't, because my feet were just so messed up. So we go and walk around and go to do all these things that just like ruined my feet even more, to the point of like I couldn't sleep. I wasn't getting sleep because I was getting woke up every few hours to put on gospel stuff. My feet were just getting worse from walking around more and more. It was really bad. And I woke up one morning and was like, nope, I'm leaving. I'm not sticking around. I'm leaving. I'm done. So I told him, yeah, I'm going to go do my laundry. I'm going to go to the laundromat and do my laundry. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll come with you. We'll go together. And I was like, nah, I kind of just need like me time. And he got really upset with me for saying that. But I ended up just convincing him that I'm going to go by myself and all that, because I needed my own time. And I left. I didn't go back. I was so exhausted, so tired. I'm pretty sure I was like getting loopy at that point, because I was just so out of it. And I don't even remember where I went after that. I'm pretty sure I went back to Santa Monica and was sleeping at the beach again. But being in LA or being in Hollywood and being with Alexander, I didn't want to go back there, and I didn't want him to see me because he was everywhere in LA or everywhere in Hollywood. So I didn't want to run into him again and, you know, have to deal with that. His mom was super nice, but yeah, so I was like, no, I'm out. I left and I started sleeping, at the beach and stuff, and again, and yeah, it really ruined my idea of LA, or not of LA, of Hollywood. Being there, his house had roaches, like the big ones too, not like the little ones, and that was common down there, I guess. In Minnesota, it's really uncommon for people to have roaches or bed bugs or any type of bugs. So being there and them just being so cool about it, I was not okay. But yeah, that was my time in Hollywood being homeless. And I'm going to continue the story. There's one last part that I'm going to talk about before I talk about going back to Minnesota. And I'm going to start talking about going to Florida and stuff, all the places I've traveled to, Nashville. I've been all over the United States, like homeless, traveling and stuff. So I'm gonna continue talking about that and talking about the places I've been, etc. So if you enjoyed watching and you want to hear more stories and see more videos, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. If not, that's fine. Come back to it in a different video, maybe. I don't know. But thank you guys for watching. Peace out.